Hey there folks, I'm going to do everything I can to get this video finished and out to you November 1st, 2018. It's a good day for it. Any day is a good day for a video that'll help you awaken. Okay, but 11 November is the 11th month. That's 11. The first is a 1. And then 2018, if you break it down numerologically, 2018, you take the 8 and a 1, add it together, that's a 9. You add a 0 to that, it's 9. You add 2 to it, it's 11. And then, of course, you can take that 11 and add the two ones together and it's a 2, but before it becomes a 2, it's 11. So it's like 11, 1, 11, 5 11s. 11 is a very, 5 1s, excuse me. 11s are very strong. And 1 is the self, but it also stands for everything. This video is going to have some strong energy work in it that'll help everyone. For some of you, which is almost all of you actually, almost every single one of you that watch this, that have your mind open, you're ready to receive it, you're going to get energy work done to you. Excuse me. Everyone's got things inside them, source energy that's blocks. Okay, I'm going to pull those, I'm going to relax you, I'm going to pull those out. And then there will be some other energy work I'll be doing later on in this little video. It's like a 3-part series, but they're coming out all the same day. So you have everything right there. If you want to awaken, best advice I can give you, I went through a lot. I went through a life to get here for you, for this, is to download this so you have it. It's free. So, it's important for people to have this information to wake up, okay? I'm going to start it by talking a bit about some general things about myself a little bit to explain some stuff. If you want to think it's arrogant and blah, 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 fine, I understand. If I was you, do whatever you want, but if I was you, I'd still download it and save it for later. I am what I am. I'm something that exists. I'm part of our family. I'm like your oldest brother or uncle. I'm outside just looking at stuff. It's like a janitor that takes care of a building. He'll be on the outside of the building. He'll be looking at stuff, making sure everything's fine. And if there's a problem, he goes take care of it. It's not like he wants to or needs to be in the middle of stuff, but he needs to be aware of stuff, look at a monitor, see what's going on. That's what I was made to do, to serve and protect. I was created by the original first being, male and female, from the strongest clean source energy there was. And my counterpart, my source mate, so to speak, is Lily, the primary Lily. And she's incredibly powerful. She and I were made stronger than anything else. I had a little extra oomph put into my side of the energy when we came out, and that was important. So, when we were made. All that stuff is described in book 1, the Creation series. I wrote that for you. Creation books 1, 2, and 3. You can see them behind me. All the products at the spiritualfoundation.com. They're expensive. They're made of very good stone. And Deanna came from the primary Lily and I. She's one of the source people. Some people say source family, source kids, whatever. She's source inside. When the primary Lily and I got together, when the third wave of the souls was 80% released, we released parts of ourselves. There's a lot of source on this planet. They're not just cranking y'all up. I've already gone into other folks that are off planet and cranked them up. And no, I'm not talking about astronauts on the moon. For many of you, the stuff that you're about to hear, this video itself, including the energy work, is hard to believe. It's real. It's as real as I am. Also, at the spiritualfoundation.com on the front page, there's 2 different graphs. I don't know if how well you can see this. You're going to see it better in a video. This is one quantitative electroencephalogram that was done. That's one, and then here's the other part of it. And then there's also data. You can get that downloaded off of the spiritualfoundation.com front page. That's equipment with a net that measures electromagnetic pulses that was put on a gentleman's head, Martin Para, in Sweden, and I was right here in a different chair, but in this position, in my house in Duluth, Georgia. So the picture on the left is how the test was going through his head when I wasn't in his head, and then the picture on the right side of that page, the picture that you'll be looking at, that's him with the stuff on him. But when I went into his brain, I went into the hypothalamus and put energy into the hypothalamus gland of his brain only. But then on part of it, I released the energy and opened it up into the field, into the pineal. And you can see that especially on the blue image when they took this. If you look at the numbers, the scales, you'll see how much energy, and that in the pictures, you'll see how much energy I was putting in his head. What I'm doing is telling you, this is real. I'm very real. Hard to believe, of course. Another planets, ETs, and as ETs, we start learning. I say we start learning about 6 years old compared to if you're taking ET life on one planet. If you take a look at the lifespan, you compare it to ours. When we're about 6 years old, we start learning about the truth, the simple truth of metaphysical abilities. There's no such thing as a psychic. There's a person's every person has metaphysical abilities. They're not a gift. They're part of who you are, and that's just something that's been hidden from you. So this video is about helping you understand this, releasing those blocks that are inside you, relaxing your energy to help you with this video. And then I'm going to open you up some more, and then I'm going to put a little energy into you. So it's not a crank up, but it's kind of like a little mini crank up. Now, no matter when you watch this, 100 years from now, if you already haven't received this, which the chances are you already have, just because I'm going to do it from the other side, but on myself, you're not this body. You're what's in the body. If you look inside the mirror, you see a face and everything, great. Just let your eyes go. Look into your eyes, and look in the mirror. Look right into your eyes. Let your eyes go out of focus, and you're actually going to feel the real you, spirit inside the body. The life you have inside that body, that deserves respect. That's important. But the real you is the spirit inside the body. So my last life, I was Gandhi. And things were different then. Every life is different. David Wilcock, he normally should think that he was Edgar Cayce because he looks so much like him. He does have DNA attributes that are very similar with Edgar Cayce. Okay, but he was not Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce's in a female body that was up around Chicago. It's moving around now. So in her 20s, but it's a female body. It's still him. I will say though that the Edgar Cayce's main spirit guide was a strong, intelligent person, but he's outside of his body in our normal spirit form, no body. This is temporary thing. So anyway, he was Edgar Cayce's spirit guide. Well, he's also David Wilcock's favorite primary spirit guide. So, there's things there that he feels a strong connection to, and he's also strong solar plexus. It can be hard to link that all together. I don't know who hasn't been wrong or who isn't wrong about something. It's like, that's insane. The best race car driver, wow, the best race car drivers there are have had a lot more wrecks than we have. Oh, I used to race. I got a couple more wrecks. But anyway, you understand what I'm saying. You can see the analogy. We learn by finding better ways to do things. So if someone beats you up and says you were wrong or you are wrong, you said, hey, guess what? I got past that point. You haven't even got there yet. A lot of people are nervous about waking up. Don't let that slow you down. Don't let that affect you whatsoever. If they're nice and if you want to, help them. If not, just let them go. Turn around, keep going. They're not on your road. If they try to block your road, just go around them. They can't stop you. You can actually go through their nonsense. Our AT families are coming in. The more awake you are, the stronger your abilities are, the more you're going to be dealing with them. The easier it is to be, the easier it will be for you to deal with the fact that they're very real, they're here, and we're part of the community that is this new alliance of, it was the Alliance of Planets out in space, but now it's called the Alliance of Life. There's actually 2 seats at this is a physical council with beings from other planets. There's 2 seats in there, where one is a rep from Lily and one a rep from Arae. And they have monitors where you can see the person's energy. You see them as energy. And they are there. They talk with you. So while you're in a body, you can actually talk to spirit physically through equipment that's on the other side. Y'all's lives are going to change like you wouldn't believe. And our families out in space, 98 point something % of everything in space or the upper atmosphere, they're cool. The problems have always been down here. And they've been removed. So anyway, look, this is supposed to be an introduction. I want to tell you enough to where before we do this together, before you engage in watching the rest of this video, it's a quick 3 series. This is the intro to the first, then we'll stop, then there'll be a second and a third, but it's going to all come at one time. It's not wait a week. No, it's boom. Part 1, part 2, part 3. It's done in such a way, it's a lot of information. It's done in such a way to help you wake up. If you take the time and go through this, you'll be fine. You will be fine. You will be awake. And you will be increasing your understanding. So, that's what this is all about. I do have to tell you some things about me. How do I know this? What's so special about me? Nothing. Nothing. I've always said I'm no better than a stick stuck in fertilizer. But I am what I am. The thing is, I want you to realize who you are. It's time to find yourself. You think you know who you are, but you have no idea of how cool you really are, all your abilities. Okay? You can do things that you not only were never told you could do, you were never allowed to think you could. Well, you're ready. Here you come. That's the whole idea of this. It's time for you to walk out of the crap that's been put on you and just take it off, like unzipping a layer of garbage, nasty film. Just throw it off, walk out of it. Welcome to your new life. Everything's going to change. When you become aware, as you awaken to what's really out there, your life will never be the same. I've had people say, Jay, to know the truth. I mean, I see it, and it's horrible. You know, I wish I didn't have to see it. And I said, do you really want to go back to sleep? Because I can do that. And they say, no, no, no. It's just that, you know, well, it is a little bit of a rude awakening sometimes that, you know, wow, everything I was told by these religions and stuff, it's all bull. You see for yourself. I help you find yourself. I don't tell you how to think. I help you become yourself. So you develop your own thought process, your own abilities. You make your decisions for you, no one else. You're free now. I'm going to help you find that freedom. I'm going to help you find yourself. So, anyway, let's get started. Right now, about 4.11, 4.12% of the population of this planet is becoming aware, is awakening, becoming aware of the fact that they're more than a physical body. The more you become awake, you realize that you're in a physical body, the real you. For instance, my last life was Gandhi. I died as Gandhi, and 8 years later, I came into this body. John David Essex, that's my birth name, and my other two legal names are J.R. Essex and J. Essex. There's, you know, what is there to a name? As you pronounce a name, there's a certain set of frequencies that come off it that can be relative to who you are, and it also affects the behavior of a person as they grow up. But usually they're given a name close to their own frequencies, so it works well for them. I may have skipped a whole lot here. Anyway, what I am inside is the primary focal point, the initial Arae. My spirit mate is, excuse me, the primary lily. Books 1, 2, and 3 of the Creation series, you can get it on Amazon.com. You can find out about them. They're on Google, but just go to thespiritualfoundation.com and find out about it there. That's Deanna's website, is what I bought it. And it was meant to wait until Deanna came into the picture, and she has, and she owns that and everything else. This body has been extremely sick since September of 2015. I was supposed to be out of it October 28th of 2015. That got stopped. As I've continued to deal with stuff on the other side, I get closer and closer to getting out of here, but now it's finally time. This video, or actually set of videos, is just two, maybe a third one, to use some of your new abilities, to use some of your abilities that you're now going to become aware of and realize that you have. The abilities aren't new. They've always been part of you. Your access to them is new, because there's the original first being male and female no longer exist. 2/3 of them was destroyed July 10th of 2012, and the last third was destroyed in May of 2013. Don't remember the day, don't care. And then the original first angels, after that, they're servants. They would keep you alive if you still need to be in a body, but if it was time for you to get out or break your arm, they took care of that. Your house catching fire, everyone dying but you, and your dog, who was burnt half to death and died 2 weeks later, that was all to abuse your spirit, to beat it up while it was in a body. All the stuff, these physical bodies, they exist to abuse your spirit while it's in a physical body. I know a lot of people think there's a wonderful, loving God thing that so intelligent that we don't understand why it does what it does, so we're really stupid and it's smart. Yeah, not going for that. It's perfect, all forgiving and all loving. That's why it made hell to torture us and abuse us forever when it's mad at us. What? If something was worth your love and praise, not only would it not want it, it would make sure that you didn't go there. Then there's the law of this active attraction. I just need to learn. It's the secret. It's the gift. I just have to learn how to access it, and you never can reach that damn thing. Why? Because it doesn't exist. It's a stupid, ridiculous concept that is made to feed on the fact that you know something's wrong with creation. You know things are wrong. So it literally feeds off of that. Gets you to buy books and other stuff about, this, take this course, that course. You need some personal counseling. So you keep spending money. You keep trying to change yourself into something that's not even you, so that you can get whatever you want. And no one can. You're not in a body for that. When spirit goes into a physical body, it does it so that it can learn, it can develop as spirit. When you come out of the body dies, you yourself come out and you go poof, you grow like this. The more the body's been abused, when you come out, you grow bigger. But even though part of you gets naturally bigger, there's abuse frequencies that build up and actually increase your size, but it literally gives you this jittery thing. When I started seeing people's frequencies and going into people doing energy work, first thing I did is start taking that stuff out. Sometimes I see the frequencies, individual frequencies, and go to pull them out, and people, would say it felt like somebody was pulling lines or spaghetti out of them. I am different. I was made in the beginning to serve and protect. I was made to be the strongest thing that's ever been anywhere, and I've had more lives than anyone else and more abusive lives, so I've grown. I was made bigger, and I've grown in a ridiculous way. Lily and I are the oldest beings. There are the primary Lily. She and I are on the primary, the initial, or primary Arae. We were made to have lives, and we had the first 100 million lives on a planet called Youre. This star Essenite. This hasn't been cleaned too well, but this is star Essenite. You find it all over Georgia. You can find it in Spain, all kinds of places. Okay, it's scattered around the world. This is the strongest base. This base family right here, star Essenite, is the strongest energy stone on the planet. Basically, the strongest energy stone you're ever going to find anywhere. On all the other planets. Okay, it's got star matter from the star that was literally keeping Youre's planet warm. Youre, that star, the star's name, he gave it to me. It's in book 3, is Roll, capital R, capital O, apostrophe L, or something like that. Whatever, it's Roll. Then her name's Youre. And just these are words, these are names that they individually gave me to use for you to understand. On another planet, it'd be something else. It might even be some clicks. We've all had lives in other bodies on other planets. Sylvia Browne, not beating her up, love her. Okay, she was made to do what she did and to go through what she did, and to her life was made to happen by the original first angels. They got taken care of, and all that stuff got handled, and all of a sudden, it was time for her body to die way before she was supposed to. She was 77 when she died. That's the double elders number, excuse me, of number 7. Number 7 is spiritual knowledge, understanding. Okay? I don't believe in using the word master unless I have to try to explain something. Because if you have a master, you have a slave. And I've been a slave more times than anyone else. Lily has had more lives than anyone else except myself. She's had over 8.9 trillion and I've had 10.846 trillion lives. We had the first 100 million lives, and then the next 200 million lives after that. The animals were there, and then for another period after that, the Fey and human essence fields came in. That's been changed around now to where there's Fey, human, and Feyman essence fields. Anyway, all that stuff's in books 1, 2, and 3 of the Creation series, folks. You'll never find that information anywhere else unless someone is repeating something I said, and then some of the people here now, they're strong enough to be seeing this stuff for themselves. There's other source here, people, meaning beings, spirit. I call spirit people. They are. That's our normal life, you and me. That's our normal life, is as spirit, sentient energy, not in a body. This is a very temporary thing. So anyway, a lot of them here in body, I've made them stronger so that now they can crank you up, and they have been. As soon as I get out of here, some of the people that started doing it in the beginning, they're going to be cranking up people hard all over the place. And there's new people coming that are going to be doing it. I'm going to take care of that from the other side, okay? So anyway, what am I? I was the thing that was made to be the protector. I'm the oldest, strongest inside me, who I really am, not this beat up, tired, diseased body. I got 4 terminal diseases, and I'm almost there. And anyway, that's why I could do this. That's why I was the one to finally bring this information, because I have the energy level necessary to make it happen, and it has. I'll be home soon, and then things are going to change. You're going to have your spirit guides, or you, when you help someone else out, when you're in your normal condition of spirit, they're going to, you've been made to lie, forced to lie to the body you were taking care of, the spirit you were taking care of, all is in a body. And not only is that not allowed to happen anymore, not only is that not being made to happen anymore, but if you do it, you're going to be punished. The first time's a freebie. The second time you get punished. The second or third time you're deleted. That's what's about to happen. That's how you change creation. Okay. Anyway, that's why I'm strong. That's why I can see this. How do I know these things? I can go back in time and see it. I can go back past the point where I was actually isolated out of the original first being male and female from the clean energy they produced. Again, book 1, please see it. So that's how I got the information to give you. I've got a real bad problem in trying to give you information in such a soft flow where it's easiest for you to understand and consume. There's other people here that can really, they're made for this. Okay, they can do it a lot better than I can. And they're going to. They're already here. They're going to help. Okay. Some of them I've introduced on video. There's one couple I'm still going to introduce I haven't done yet. I've got a couple more videos to do after this, but this is the main thing I had to get out, which allows me, this is the last thing I have to do so I can get out of my body. I've got more I'm going to do, but this had to be done. None of us are any better than anyone else. We all exist. We all exist. We're all equal. Excuse me. Something was bothering me. When I do that energy stuff, it's very strong energy, but it, I have these silly faces. I don't care. Okay? Those of you that know me, I don't care how other people think about me. I love them, care about them, and the more they understand, the better they become in having a better, in developing them, the more easily they develop themselves, but the better their lives become through their increased awareness and the increased use, the beginning of the understanding of their abilities and how to use them. And again, these are not gifts. The only gift you were ever given by the original first being, after it had already separated itself into two parts, the creation of male and female. It had to be two separate, slightly different parts because it had no company. It was the first being. Drove it almost insane. I have some serious heart issues and lungs and stuff, and I need to stop every once in a while. Anyway, anyway, that's why I'm the one doing this, okay? I'm no better than no one else. I'm no better than a broken stick shoved in a cow patty, okay? Things are what they are. If I seem blatant about things, that's because I am. Things are the way they are. A lot of people doing this, you've never been allowed to have any faith in yourself. I didn't either. Until I kept waking up, and the first person I was talking to right away was the original first being, male and female. This mother God concept Sylvia Browne used to talk about. They told me I was going to do that, and I said, no, it's about family. I've had issues with them for a long time. Well, now they're dead and I'm still here, but I'll be out of this body soon. They were selfish, grossly misguided, had 27.5% lower frequencies in them, and all they wanted was praise, and they want to abuse the hell out of you to make you bigger as spirit. Remember I said when you come out of the body, when the body's dead and you come out, you grow a little bit naturally, is wonderful, but then when you beat up too hard, you come out and you grow more. They want to grow you to a larger size. It's like feeding animals steroids to make them bigger so you can sell more meat. So anyway, that's all been stopped. And by taking away by changing the format of creation from one of abuse and arrogance to one of compassion, honor, equality, true understanding of self, then you're gonna, through your lives, they're gonna be much easier, and you're gonna develop more of yourself. You're gonna develop yourself naturally, while the abuse, all those abuse frequencies are, being taken out. So that's going to happen again. I've done it before for everyone here in the planet, but it's going to happen again here in just a minute. All these videos I've left, I've made over 1,100, about 1,200 videos on this channel. The first one I killed, got into it with Google, and just shut it down. And so after that, opened up this other one. Well, that's funny. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, anyway, so this other one's got a little over 600 videos in it, and all the information there and in the books and everything else, that's all you need to actually find out who you are, your origin, where'd you come from, what was this God thing? People still talking about it. What was it? Who are you? Where do you come from? What came first, chicken or the egg? All this stuff is so simple. You were kept from accessing your abilities almost every single one of your lives, and even when you have been able to access them, you were kept from being able to fire them up hard to really put them to use. You were kept from it so you can see what it was actually happening. Now the opposite is happening. You're going to be finding out more and more that your spirit, sentient energy, having an individual, a person, a spirit person, having a life inside a physical body so that you can develop and grow and nurture your evolution. If you're here in the East Coast of the United States, and then you take off to go to college in the West Coast, say in California, you still got Skype, you got phones, you're going to talk with your family, but you'll be in that university so that you can learn. So you're going to know who you are, you're going to know where you are, you're going to know what you're doing there, And you're going to be able to get out of your body more easily if you really need to. So that's how your life's going to change. That in itself takes away all kinds of abuse, you know, all kinds of worry, frustration out of your life. That's part of what this is about. The rest I'll start taking care of when I get out of here. Okay, again, look, I'm the thing whose job it was to come here and do this. I had to wait till now. It's done. Here you go. There's no thank you. There's no nothing. Just become yourself. Start enjoying who you are now that you can access it. The original first angels, or most any other spirit, they can take their energy, go into the top of your head, and they go through the upper crown, the middle crown, through the lower crown, and right into the hypothalamus gland. And when an angel did that, they would say, you have to jump in that lake. It's winter. It's 12 degrees outside, and the ice is real thin. It just got cold real quick. And they'll say, you got to jump in that lake. And you would literally knock people over, do whatever you had to get to that lake. And then you start jumping up and down the ice so you could get soaking wet. And then after you did, you say, what the hell came over me? That's a very strong analogy. But how many times has something like that happened on a more realistic, in a more realistic scenario, on a more realistic level? That was your loving, wonderful angels, right? That was them messing with you. And when you do that, what happens? What's the first thing you say? What the hell's the matter with me? What's my problem? I'm broken. I'm sick. Oh no, what do I do? Go see a psychiatrist, go to church, pay some money, and pray. Oh, Almighty God, don't let it happen to me, please. I know you love me, blah, blah, blah. I'm not good enough to be at your table. Thank God for the food you eat. No, thank the animals that gave their body, their lives. Everything's been upside down and backwards because it came from the original first being, male and female, from the original first being itself. So, that's why you're not awake now. That's why this video is so important. Something else. I want to prove a point. Now, I want to prove a point about stone energy and how you, not in the physical body, but the real you, the spirit inside, can move through time and space. Now, in a second, I'm going to hold up a small pocket piece of selenite. And I want you to relax and just release. Feel yourself, just relax. And mentally, just release part of yourself from the body. You can't get out of that body if you want. Don't worry about coming out. You can't get back in. Your body, your spirit is bonded to the inside of you, inside that body. You can't get out until you're taken out. That's going to change in the future, but that's not how it is today. So not, being concerned about getting out of the body and not getting back in, that it would be wonderful if you could, but you can't. Okay? So when I hold up this little piece of selenite, I want you to relax. Take a nice breath. And then just flow out of yourself. Stretch yourself out of your body. You can go to other planets. You don't worry about how far you can go. Just relax. Go to the stone. Just see the stone. You don't think about anything. Just the stone. I'll show you the stone. You lock onto the stone. When I say lock on, you don't grab it. You just see it. You see it in your head, and you keep that thought in your head, the picture of the stone. You relax. full breath and just reach yourself out to feel it. Feel it. When you all do this, I watch you. You feel the outside. You feel the inside as you go through it. Just feel the stone. Okay? Now, when I hold it up and you see that, go ahead and pause it. Stare at the stone. Go through this. And then go ahead and turn the video back on again, because I'm not going to... excuse me. I'm not going to just wait on the video. I'm trying to make this quick. Okay, here you go. Go ahead and pause it. Just relax. Okay, well, let me stop this just for a minute. This thing's heavy. Okay, so that was some selenite. Of course, it's not, not a pocket piece. I'm just trying to be funny. I am a very serious person, but there's that part of me that's a clown, because laughter's good stuff. It helps us deal with our lives here. Here, that's another huge piece. I can't reach the other selenite. This is a cool selenite that lamp Deanna got for me. I gotta disconnect this anyway, so. Take a little time. Go to this, reach out to this, and feel it. Okay, just pause it, stare at it, and get ready to pause it. Stare at it and relax. And with your eyes open or with your eyes closed, whatever you want to do, but just reach out and feel it. Just extend yourself out. You can do it. It's easy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I'm going to put it down in a second. Okay, so that's some selenite. This selenite is very high vibration. Its frequencies are very good for the physical body in relation to arthritis. There's things I know just by knowing, but there's also things I know through experiencing. And that's something that I experience pretty much every day. All right, I'm going to have to set that down somewhere else. Anyway, put that on a ledge later. Things are a mess up here. They say a scattered room is the sign of a scattered mind. Well, if you only have so much room, and as much as you organize, there's not enough room for everything. That's the way it is. Deanna and I, which is now almost wrong to say, because she does pretty much everything except for I put my energy into all the products here along with hers. And I do the videos. My source energy is very powerful, but it's over 97% male. I have very little female frequencies within me. Deanna, she's from the primary Lily and I. 40% of her energy literally came from me. She's a powerhouse. The actual part of me that's of spirit that went into her, less than 1%. So she's over 99% female. She's almost basically like almost 100% female. I mean, it's just crazy how it happened. And she's strongest in the animal essence field. She's pure vegan. Everything she buys, wears, and everything else. Some of the stuff for me is clothing and stuff. Is vegan. I have to eat meat. The DNA in everyone's body is set up to do so. That's being changed. As soon as I'm out here, your DNA gets changed. I'm going to take the animals off the planet. Not just this planet, all planets. Animals are leaving. Almost no animal essence is having lives anymore. There's other souls and essence fields When I say others, I'm talking about there is still some planetary essence in some of the animal bodies, but some human fey and Feynman soul and essence is what's in there now. Animal essence needed to be taken away from that totally, but the animal bodies are leaving now. That makes a big hole in our food source, in our food chain. No problem. Your DNA is going to be made to where you don't need it, so you can take that up with vegetation. We have plenty of that here. We use more of our vegetation to feed animals than it would take to feed ourselves. But the DNA has to be changed. This can happen fast. Okay. Also, it creates a serious situation for needing food on this planet. So all of a sudden, here come some of our friends, Illyrian and some of the Sepoians. The Illyrian are going to be doing the majority of it, but it's bringing in these new crops that we can grow here on the planet. There's places here it's already growing. And they literally have all the proteins that the body needs to develop not just lean, but very strong, very healthy. And it's exactly what's used inside these. People call them replicators. I just call them synthesizers. They take proteins and other, carbohydrates and things. They literally produce food that even can look like a different food, like a steak or something. But I just that's one reason why it's going to happen the way it is. The governments are not going to control the ETs being here. They're coming here to see everybody. Okay, the things that used to run the governments, the 7 Anunnaki major clans, they're gone. They're history. The Drak and the Neantids and some others took them out. A lot of my videos, I showed you the, I'd take my little, oh, that's funny. Anyway, I'd take my little thing, hold it up, and I give you, it shows the date and everything on there. And in doing so, I prove the time that I was doing the time and date that I was doing the video. Why? Because later on, as time goes by, and some of you will be watching this video 100 years from now. By then, it'll be very old hat, but it'll still be a good go-to reference guide for children that are learning how to wake up. And you will see that those dates of my videos, that they're real. These videos I put out there, this last 600 plus, there's backups, double backups, triple backups. Okay, they're not going anywhere. So that's why I ask people, I don't get anything out of it. I don't do commercials. I don't get paid anything. It costs me money to make this stuff. Not a lot, but I shouldn't say that. Cameras and everything else. And I started on this stuff for myself, but Deanna, it's our money, what we do together, and she spent a lot of money on this stuff too. Anyway, I need just a second, my heart kind of getting wussy. Okay. So anyway, the animals being taken away creates a scenario where another reason for why the RET family members come down here to see us. Now, another thing about Sylvia Browne, she used to say that I got something's about to fall. This used to be my AC remote control. She used to talk about like on that other guy's show, I forgot, really cool guy, really wonderful heart energy. white, clear, and beautiful red energy. Anyway, they talk about, she talk about how many lives. She goes, oh my gosh, you're an old soul. You've had 56 lives. All she could see is the lives that people had on the planet. Okay? I'm not beating her up. I'm not saying nothing. Love her. She's awesome. She's out of body and doing what she always do. She absorbs information like a dry sponge to water. She's cool as hell. We're all made to do things that are not right. Like I mentioned before about the angels go inside down to the hypothalamus gland and controlling you, and then they pull it away and you're like, why did I just do that? And you know you're doing the right thing. You're positive because you're made to do that. The angels were made the way they are. These bodies were made the way they are, so the angels could do that to you, to control you, to give you more abuse. Why is it that some people are really nasty and they just, you can't get away from them? You can't get around them. They control so much, they do so many things that are abusive. Hey, look at, what is it, Monsanto's, fracking the ground and everything. They need to live in that shit. They need to literally walk into a house, go down a little slide, and be embedded in all the crap that they pollute the earth with. They have something coming. That's going to happen, period. You don't like it? Tough. My format is to do what's right. And if it upsets someone, then they should really take a look at why it upsets them. Okay? Because they're going to find out there's a selfish reason for it. I care about everything else. I don't matter. Nothing can hurt me. So nothing can tell me what to do. I mean, judge can say, you know, you got to go to jail, and I get locked up, go to jail. That, who cares? That's a body. I'm talking about me. Anyway, back to the stone thing real quick. This is some celestite. Now just relax, reach out and feel this. And if you want, go ahead and, you know, get yourself in a, go ahead and pause the video and then reach out, calm down, relax, and go feel it. People, you can do this. Okay? Just relax. If you can't, don't worry, you're going to. If you want to, you can. Period. This is part of you. If you can't do it right away, don't worry about it. 15 years ago, I couldn't feel a stone unless I just feeling it in my hands, the pressure and the shape of the out exterior of the stone, or someone threw it at me. It happens. It happens slow, and there's nothing to keep it from happening anymore. That was the original first angels doing that, and like I said, almost all of them are gone. The ones that are here, almost every single one of the first angels that are left, I've cranked up, made them a lot stronger. They're cool as hell. Your main angels, the big archangels, the only one that's left, well, there's two of them that are left. There's a whole lot of, who's the guy supposed to be so bad? I can't even get his name. Lucifer, the one called Lucifer. There's the original first angel. He has a higher percentage of lower frequencies. But when the original first being split itself into male and female, and then later on decided to start creating, they came together, put their energy together, released a third of their energy, the maximum that's possible. I don't know if I said that yet. The most energy any being or two beings can release in themselves is a third of their own energy. If they release any more, their spirit will literally start losing cohesion. Okay? You'll hit a wall when you're trying to do it, but you just don't go there. Anyway, you can't do that while you're in body. That's only when you're out of a body. So, this happens all the time. I get off of something for a minute and I start flowing right away from it. There's so much I have in my head, and it's so hard for me to maintain a constant train of thought, and I'm trying to keep things as basic as possible, so I can get through this without being confusing at all. Anyway, let me sidetrack away from that for a minute. Maybe it'll pop back in a minute or not. But with the stones, when you go to feel the stone energy, you go right to it. You reach out and you feel it and everything. When you do that, you went through time, because you're not here with me. I'm making this video right now. You're not here. So when you do this, you're going to go through time and you're going to feel it. Whether it's right away or later, you're going to feel it. And then you also went through space because you're not here. So if you want to get technical about it, did you time travel? The real you, not the physical body, but the real you, spirit, yes. You move through time all the time. 2/3 of the time you try to remember something, you're literally moving around trying to get part of your conscious mind out of your body to go, your part of your conscious self to reach out of the body to get something. But when the conscious mind is engaged, it's hard for your spirit part of you to get out of the body, so it causes problems. The people that have the best memories, when you do this, oftentimes you go through the pineal, but some people do it through the solar plexus. Do it through the scanner, and those people, the solar plexus. Because solar plexus is buried 7/8 of the way inside your core, and then it comes out through here. Okay? Anyway, that's remote viewing. It's basically in this dimension. Through the pineal, you see multidimensional. Excuse me just a minute. I'm going to open a window. Okay. I was just feeling the breeze out there. Anyway, there's all kinds of information that's taken me years and all these hundreds, over 1,000 videos, to get out to you. I'm trying to stay away from as much of that information as possible, but, excuse me again, but to give you what's mostly pertinent. The past couple of days, part of me that I recently created and released more for myself to make some changes to it, to make sure to have my understanding of from lives and stuff, has become himself very intelligent. Sounds like I'm conceited. I'm not. I'm no better than nothing, but it is what it is. A boat's a boat, and a tree's a tree, and an apple's an apple. They're all very important, relative, and equal in creation. Anyway, but all living beings, especially sentient energy, all equal. Okay? I care about other things too. Just physical matter constructed into something. That means something to me, but whatever. The main thing is that all beings are equal, and that's how things are going to be done on the other side now. People don't like it, they'll be isolated or eventually deleted, whatever. Anyway, so it's not the physical body, but it's you yourself that can actually move through time, through space. And you do it all the time. Like I said, 2/3 of the time you got to remember that's you. Well, this is as good a place as any to stop the part one. It's already an hour long, and there's a lot of information. I spent a lot of time covering a lot of things that most of you that listen to me today already understand. But try to understand that there's people coming all the time, new people coming in, and this is going on. Very important for the next 100 years. Some change comes quickly, rapidly. Some things don't happen overnight. 3.5 to 4 years from now, you'll understand. But in the meantime, try to take any of the information I've given you, relax, learn how to feel yourself and understand. Just sit somewhere and relax. Sometimes you fall asleep. Don't worry about it. That's fine, because you relaxed. Okay. There's other things coming up, and the energy work's coming up in part 2, and I believe part 3 too is 3 also in part 3. Excuse me. There's the final bit of it. So go ahead and leave here and relax. But whenever you want, just go to part 2, and folks, download all this stuff. Keep it forever, just in case it gets taken off. See you soon.